Hello YouTube. Well, in season 8, episode 5, there are a lot of things going on. I want to focus on what I think most of us would consider the most dramatic and plot twist part of it. As always in these videos, if you have not seen season 8 episode 5, I am going to spoil you like crazy, so stop watching now. Still here? Great. When we see Daenerys, she lands on a roof with Drogon and the battle is won. We have seen her burn the Iron Fleet, burn the Scorpions, the Unsullied and the Northmen have entered the city, and at least a very large chunk of the Lannister forces have surrendered, thrown their swords to the ground. When I first saw this, I was actually thinking like, wow, that was not very bloody at all. Great. I mean, I guess a bunch of people on the Iron Fleet and Lannister soldiers on the walls died, and the Golden Company and so on, but I was really like, oh, the civilian casualties don't seem to be that bad. But then Daenerys and Grey Worm commence the sacking of King's Landing. And I really find that they made it very clear in this. Made it very clear in the episode that this was not something Daenerys had to do to win. The battle was already won. This is sacking a city, not taking a city. We see her fly like very systematically burning the city from one end to another in like a back and forward pattern. Now, many fans on the internet seem to feel that this sacking was very much outside Daenerys' character, and many people I've seen have said that like this descent into darkness and madness have on her side have went a lot faster than was believable and so on, and she have always protected the small folk. Why would she commit such a brutal act now? Well, the only thing I can say to that is you can't have paid much attention to her the last 8 seasons. I mean, yes, I was also shocked and surprised by the level of her brutality, but she have always been a violent character, or at least we can say she have been a violent character from the point where she had enough power to do violence. When her brother struck her the last time, she smacked him with a belt over the face and told him, "The next time you lay hand on me is the last time you will have hands." That is a pretty violent thing to say. Also, when Khal Drogo finally agrees that he will help her to take the Iron Throne, he promised to kill the men in the iron suits, tear down their stone houses, rape their women, and take their children as slaves. And she don't seem to have any objections to that at all. She's a-okay with it at that point. Now, later, since Khal Drogo died and she got the dragons, she have threatened to burn the cities of Koth, Astapor, Yunkai, Marine, and Volantis. She have executed loads of people by burning them alive and crucifying them. When she attacked Jaime and Bronn's forces when they came back from Highgarden with wagons full of food, she burned those wagons instead of letting her Dothraki troops steal the food so she could feed people later. Now, I don't mean to say that every single one of these acts was unjustified. I mean, most people in Game of Thrones are violent or do violent stuff from time to time. It's pretty unavoidable if in that world. People need to be ready to do violence. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the good things she have done. I mean, she put an ending to the slavery in Slaver's Bay. She helped defend Winterfell from the Night King. She have done a lot of good stuff, absolutely. Not to take anything away from that. But still, what we have seen her do based on that, we shouldn't be surprised that she's capable of extreme violence. When it comes to burning cities, earlier, every time her advisors have managed to talk her out of it. But not this time. Not this time. And now, there are two more points I want to make before I end this video. First point being that in many civilizations in our own history, from what I understand, the rule of thumb was if a city or fortress surrenders peacefully, the inhabitants would be treated with humanity, with mercy. Sometimes the garrison of a fortress that surrendered would be, or a lot of times, they would be allowed to walk off, maybe even keeping the sidearms and banners and stuff. And the people of the city would be treated gently. But, on the other hand, if a fortress or city was taken by storm, it would be given to the men to pillage. The city would be sacked. So, even if many important characters like Jon, Davos, Tyrion and Arya are extremely upset about what Daenerys did here, it is very possible that a lot of people in Westeros will say that, well, the city didn't surrender, she took the city by storm. I mean, yes, they did surrender, but not before she had stormed the city. And they might say that, well, it was justified. She took the city by storm. It's a-okay to sack it. And also, sackings were often extremely brutal. For example, when the First Crusade conquered Jerusalem, several witnesses described like the the conquerors wading through blood. Some so say up to their ankles, some up to their knees. And I don't know if that is literally possible. Probably not. But still, loads of people died. So this extreme brutality, it's not unheard of through our own history. Now the second point I want to make is that in my video about the High Sparrow, I made a point that he was one of few truly revolutionary characters in whole of Game of Thrones. Most characters in the show just care about putting their guy on the Iron Throne. But the High Sparrow wanted to reform the corrupt feudal monarchy that is the political system of the Seven Kingdoms at that time into something more like a constitutional monarchy with a division of power between the faith and the crown, and an equality before the law. If you are lord or highborn or lowborn, you should be treated the same before the gods. If you commit a crime, the same laws should apply. That's what the High Sparrow, in my eyes, seemed to want to accomplish. Now, Daenerys is another character who from the start have been also wanting to change the political system in the Seven Kingdoms on a fundamental level. She describes the different great houses, the Tyrells, the Lannisters, the Starks, as spokes on a wheel that crush the people beneath it. And she vows to break that wheel. And again, a lot of people in comment sections and videos talking about this episode, they feel that, well, now she became the wheel she came to break. And I would disagree. She have never talked about giving power to people, to the people. She have never talked. What she have wanted to do from the beginning is to take the Iron Throne for herself because she feels it's her birthright. She is absolutely, as all the other Targaryens, convinced that she is an other kind of person, a better kind of person, a bigger kind of person than any other people. She wants to destroy the feudal monarchy that exists right now. But what she wants to replace it with is an absolute monarchy based on the principle of divine right. She is the blood of the dragon, and therefore the Iron Throne is hers, and all the power in the Seven Kingdoms should be hers, and the people should just live in happiness beneath their rightful queen. And taking that into consideration, again, I don't feel we should be surprised that she let those who resist her pay a horrible price. When Tyrion says that the people in King's Landing, they are afraid. Yes, they are hostages to Cersei, just like the slaves in Meereen or so on. She says the slaves in Meereen, they rose up for me and liberated themselves. And we owe it that it is mercy to further generations to get rid of Cersei, to get rid of all these lords and ladies and great houses, and give the power to the Targaryens, Daenerys Stormborn, who get by the right of the blood of old Valyria, from old Valyria, with the blood of the dragon, deserves to own the Iron Throne, deserves absolute power. So that anyone who resists her will pay a terrible price. No surprises there. I don't think this was out of her character. Yes, I was shocked. Yes, a lot of other important characters were shocked, but we could have seen this one coming. Peace out.